I have the worst leaking eye right now. Bitch, there is literal liquid leaking out of this eye continuously, and I've had to like readjust and put on my lash like 7 fucking times because it keeps popping off. I'm sorry in advance if this eye looks fucking munted. Welcome back to my channel. Happy Friday. It's Friday. I'm filming today on Friday. I film every Friday. The videos don't go up on Fridays a lot of the time, but I do film on Fridays. Hi, how are we going? I'm in a slump and we're gonna talk about it. I honestly was like, what the fuck am I going to film today? Because I haven't been reading. There's not many books that I want to recommend, and I don't want to like recycle the books that I've talked about nonstop for the past 4 fucking years. So I'm just going to go through my TBR today. The books that I want to attempt to read once I feel like reading again. Dude, the slump is fucking slumping and I don't know what to do. I'm trying everything. I've tried switching up from my iPad to Kindle to paperback. I've tried different genres. I've tried new authors, old authors. Someone did suggest to me the other day on Instagram, maybe it's time to do a reread of like my old favorites, and maybe I need to do that. But even the thought of like reading an old favorite, I don't want to do. Like, I don't feel like reading something that I've already read before. I want to read something new, but my brain is just like discombobulated or some shit and does not want to read words. So instead, I just recently watched all the Harry Potter films and it was a wicked grouse time. I do highly suggest watching Harry Potter when you're in a slump. There's something so satisfying about Harry Potter, watching those films. I've also downloaded a new game on my iPad. I've been playing SimCity. So I've been just like mellowing out at night, just playing my game, watching Harry Potter and living my best. But it's not really living my best. It doesn't include a novel. And I live my best when I'm reading novels. I can't live my best life without a novel in my hands, bitch. Okay? I cannot. And I don't know what to do. I also have found that every time I go to pick up an ebook, the ones that call to me the most aren't available in audio form, and I love to start a book off listening to it and then switch to actually reading it when I'm in a really bad slump. And it's just annoying that the books that I've been wanting to pick up don't have audiobooks. Anyway, let's talk about my TBR. Let's just go through the books that I really want to read once I come out of this slump. Grab a pen, write them down, try them out yourself. Let me share my TBR with you and we can have the same TBR, okay? We can have the same TBR. Let's do it. We're dealing with some really intense fucking sunshine in this room yet again, so I'm gonna have to readjust. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that I have to readjust. It's meant to be fucking winter. This sun is not speaking the language of winter, bitch. Like, this is some nice, beautiful sun, but it's meant to be winter. I'm so confused. Anyway, I have got my phone and I'm going to go through my Kindle library, okay? And we're gonna talk about all the books on my TBR. Books to be read. Books that I really want to read once I can fucking read a book again. So the first one we have right here, I actually purchased this morning because it wasn't on Kindle Unlimited, and it's Payback's A Witch by Lana Harper. It's a witchy book. We're coming up to the witchy season. Well, you guys are, most of you. I'm not, because, you know, different parts of the earth, different seasons. But I still treat it like witchy season, even though it's like spring for me. When witchy season starts, I love a good witchy book. And I really want to read Bone Island by Nicole Fiorina. But this is a big fucking book. And to go into this, I either have to be in a witchy mood already, or I have to reread Hollow Heathens, and I haven't decided what route I'm going to fucking take. But I did want to collect and grab some witchy books that I could possibly read that will make me kind of enter the witchy bookies feels that I'm looking for. So yes, we got Payback's a Witch by Lana Harper. The reason why I bought this on my Kindle, like the ebook version, instead of getting the paperback, is because it's super cheap. Well, not super cheap, it's $12. The paperback in Australia is like $24. And I did see it on the shelf yesterday when I was book shopping. So I read some of it and I was like, I like the style of this writing. It's giving off vibes. I'm here for the vibes. And I thought, let's go home and get it on the Kindle. So yes, Payback's a Witch. I don't even know. am I meant to read blurbs for you? I don't know. I'm a cover whore. Like, I'm all about the title and the cover and just, yeah, I don't need to read blurbs. You guys can write it down if you're interested and then go read the blurb yourself. It's obviously a witchy book. It starts off with this girl, going back to her hometown, and she's feeling all the energy and the magicalness of this town, and it's rocking her, okay? It's getting her stumbling, bitch. And that's all I've read, because it was in the bookstore, and I just quickly read it, but I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued, Hobo. Hobo? What? I'm intrigued. I really want to enjoy some witchiness, like hocus pocus, bitch. Like Harry Potter this week, some witchy novels. Maybe I should attempt to read this tonight, actually. Next up, we have The Two of Us by Taylor Torres. I don't know, okay? I have seen this on Instagram. I'm actually following this author on Instagram too, and this cover is stunning, very beautiful. And, you know, it's her debut novel. I have started reading it, okay? The writing in this book is beautiful, like beautiful writing style. Wouldn't even know it's her first book. Like, it's incredible already. I also saw Elite Reading on Instagram post about this, and she buddy read this book with a friend of hers, I think, and she posted like photos of her crying, and I was like, oh, so it's gonna break my heart. Is it going to mend it? I don't care if it doesn't mend it, but if it's going to break my heart, it's going on the TBR list. It's small town second chance, I'm pretty sure, which usually isn't really up my alley, but I'm open to anything right now, bitch. Like, throw it on the table. I'll take a peek. I'll give it a go. As I said, I did start reading some of this, and the writing style is beautiful. So, Until I Get You. This is super popular right now. Like, over the past couple of months, I've seen this everywhere. Everyone has recommended it to me. I did start it, and I DNF'd it. We're going to give it another go. I need to start trying to give these books another go. Honestly, I don't know what's up with me, guys. I don't know what's up with the reading. Like, I can read, like 2 weeks ago, I read 2 books back to back. They rocked my world. I loved them, but I can't keep up this reading momentum. It's like I read 2 books and then I'm done for a while, and then I read another book and then I'm done for a while, and it's really frustrating when you're a content creator and you need to be reading all the time, but your brain is just like not in the mood. So I do want to give this another go because I was not in the mood when I tried to read it. It is a sports romance. Apparently it's quite dark. Don't know much about it, but I just know a lot of people really love it. I started this as well. Pretty much this is a video about my TBR list, all the books I started but didn't finish. And it's called Beyond the Thistles. This started off strong, bitch. I was like engaged in this story as soon as I started reading it, and I was like, oh, take it home for me, baby. It was making me salivate from the fucking mouth. You know what I mean? Like, that's how good this book was starting off, and then it switched gears, and I don't know if I'm into it as much. It's about this girl who's a single mum, and she's like on the run from something, okay? Something's gone down, and she's like jumped on a plane and she's gone abroad, and she's working as a maid, and there's this bodyguard there, and there's something going on between them. The beginning of the story is the reason why she leaves and why she's in hiding, and the beginning of the story, there was a lot of juice in the beginning of the story. And then when it switched gears and she's, you know, gone abroad and she's in hiding now, I didn't care about the bodyguard and the security guard or whatever the romance is going to be between these 2 characters. I was still here in the beginning of the book. So I'm hesitant to go back in because I just don't know if it's going to be the direction that I want it to go in. Anyway, Beyond the Thistle. Under Her Care by Lucia Berry. I spoke about Saving Noah in a recent video, so I wanted to chuck one of her books on my TBR. This one, I don't even know what it's about. In Her Care. Someone's in someone's care, and I'm sure it's going to be really fucked up. Saving Noah was phenomenal, and I really enjoyed that book. If you haven't read Saving Noah, please watch my recent favorite books that I've read video, and I talk all about it if you want to know more. But Lucia Berry is a thriller writer, but she used to be a psychologist, and she stopped that profession and started writing fiction about all these things that she'd heard. So It's very interesting. Her books are very dark and they're not so much the thrillers that keep you on the edge of your seat and like you don't know what's going to happen next. They're more so psychological thrillers, which I get down with. I love a bit of a psychological moment. Psychological moment who? Me. Not So Lucky by Trelina Pookie. This was my book club read this month and I didn't read it. But I want to read this so bad, but I've just been slumping and I love Trelina and I never ever want to read any of her books while I'm slumping. I don't think it's fair to try and read books that you're looking forward to when you're slumping. Sometimes the slump can overshadow like how you feel about a book and it's not even actually the book. It's more so where your mind was at when you were trying to read the book and I just don't think that's fair. Like I think it's so different if you're not in a slump and you read a book and you don't like it. But if you like try and read a book in a slump and it's not working, it doesn't always mean the book's bad. It's just that you're in a slump. Not So Lucky is about Eleanor. She wakes up in Vegas and she's had like a rowdy night. She's on a trip with her friend and she's married to a NFL player. And I believe Eleanor is actually the sister of the heroine in Tangled in Tinsel, which I haven't read, but I own. I was sent it when it was released last year. Trelina sent it to me, and I want to read that around Christmas time. But yeah, this is meant to be like the second book in the series. It's like a holiday type of series. So this was dropped around 4th of July. So it's like a 4th of July type of book. Not that I fucking know what 4th of July is, bitch, or the vibes of it, because I'm Australian, not American, but you get the vibes. So, you know, it's a holiday book. Minks by Sophie Lark is on my list because apparently it's like an escort romance. What the fuck? Hush Hush is my hoe, okay? I love that book. Like, I feel like it's time for a Hush Hush reread. I reckon I should read Hush Hush again. I shouldn't I? I think it's time to reread her. Every whore and their mother has loved Minks if they've read it, so I've got to give it a go. I did actually get the ARC, but I suck with ARCs, bitch. Like, I never read them. It's so rare. Like, I'm on a couple of lists for certain authors with their ARCs, and I get them before release, and you're meant to read them before they get released and leave your review, and I just never do, so a lot of the time I get booted off them. Like the ARC list. Anyway, I'm looking forward to trying out Minks because I do love escort romances. There's not enough of them. Like, where are they at? I need more, okay? I need more of them. It's like it's a trope and shit that people just don't fucking do often. We've got My Dark Romeo. This is on my list. It's been on my list for a while now. I don't particularly read anything from LJ Shen, but I am, you know, intrigued by this book. And, you know, I think, you know, time has passed. I used to not read her books because there was a lot of controversy around her. Maybe she's changed, maybe she hasn't, I don't know, but I want to give this a go because I've seen a lot of people like it. I know a lot of the time I don't particularly like books that are really hyped up, but I haven't seen this too overly hyped up. So it, you know, sparks some interest in me. For the Fans by Nyla K. This, is it Nyla K? I don't know. For the Fans, I'm not a massive MM reader. I've read a few male romances in my time and I do enjoy them. They're just not my go-to, okay? I like to have a bitch in the book. Like, put a bitch in between the man. Like, put a girl in between the man. You know what I mean? Like, give me a sandwich with two men. Like, two man? I can't English, bitch. Anyway, this is on my list because apparently it's super spicy and it's meant to be really good. And I've seen a lot of people that I have similar book taste with to talk about it. If I see people that read similar shit to me and they're like, this is good, I'm like, write it down. Fear Me by BB Reid. I own this. I've had this for years. And the reason why this is on my list is because of, you know, Untouchable. I read way too many bully romances after I read that book though. Like, I read like 4 more, I think. So I need a break from the bully romances, but I do want to read this one. It's been on my TBR for years. So long, it's almost a joke that I haven't read it yet. And I own the paperback. So, like, what's my excuse? I don't have one. Mile High and The Right Move. I know I've already spoken about how I didn't like The Right Move, but I've got to read Mile High first. Someone said to me I need to read Mile High first and then maybe I will enjoy the beginning of The Right Move more. So I'm going to give Mile High a chance. If Mile High doesn't hit the spot for me, then I'm not even going to try and read The Right Move again. I really want to love it. Like, I really want to love The Right Move. I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, I just don't like these books that everyone loves. But I want to give this a go. Like I said in the video where I talked about all the books that I tried to read and love but didn't, that, you know, I was slumping when I tried to read Right Move. So I think when I come out of the slump that I'm in now, I need to definitely try and read Mile High before reading The Right Move. And if this time round it doesn't work, then that means these two books are not for me. I also bought a book yesterday. Let me go get it. So I was at the bookstore. Wow, what is going on with this lighting? I'm so sorry for this video. It's so chaotic, but hello, it's me. Nothing is ever not chaotic with me. I went to the bookstore yesterday and I saw this, Truly Yours by Abby Jimenez. Bitch, what the fuck am I even saying? This author here, I've seen this everywhere, and yes, I guess it is a vanilla romance. It's not a dark romance, that's for sure, but I want to give it a go because there's been a couple of people that like the same books as me that really liked this. And I also saw, is it Chandler on Booktube talk about this a while ago, and she said it was really, really good. And there hasn't been many books that she has recommended that I've tried to read and that I didn't like, you know what I mean? So I'm going to take her word and I'm going to give this a go. $22.99 for this paperback. When it's not on Amazon, bitch, I swear these books are so much cheaper on fucking Amazon, but I like to support my bookstores, bitch. The Australian bookstores. If you can shop local, honey, do it, please. My Aussie queens, if you can. Sometimes you can even get certain books shipped in. Like, just ask the retailer, like the bookstore, if they can get certain books in for you. It's just, you know, it's good to support your local stores. Even though QBD is not like a small business. It's just, I think it's nice to give other people money than Amazon sometimes. Anyway, so yes, Yours Truly is on my TBR too, and I don't know when I'm going to read it. But I really like the green cover. I just thought, I don't have this color green on my shelf. Let's add it to the shelf. That is it for today's video. Super fucking random. Sorry about it. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments below your books. What? Let me know the books that you're currently reading. What's on your TBR? Have you read any of these books that I would like to read? What are your opinions on those books if you have read them? Let me know what you want to see from me next. I do have some recommendation videos that I'm interested in filming and uploading. One's for mute characters, because I love a mute character in a romance, and I've got a whole list of books featuring mute characters. Let me know if you want to see that. Also, a bully romance. And someone also said not long ago they want to see a sports romance rec video from me because I don't actually like sport romances, and there's only a handful of them that I do like. So if you're interested in any of those tropes and you would like me to do a video on bully romances, mute characters, and sports romance, let me know and I'll do that to you. Do that to you? No, I'm not doing anything to you. I'll do that soon for you. Okay, I've got to go. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. It means the world to me, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.